the dribble. And we got a guest coming in.
That's
Yes,
right,
indeed.
we do. 10-5 for Grant Williams in this one.
Right.
Welcome. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for a little bit.
Thanks for having me.
15 points matched your team's largest lead in this series. It happened 8 minutes into the game. What is it about this atmosphere, about this building that made it such a stifling one for the Warriors?
Yeah, we know exactly what we need to do. Coming out tonight, we wanted to play with great intensity. We wanted to take care of the ball, and we know that when we do that, not many teams can beat us in this league. So for us, you feeding off this crowd, feeding off the energy they bring. When it goes to 4, it goes to 12 very quickly, especially with these Garden fans behind you. So we're just trying to keep that same energy moving on to the next game and not any let up.
Well, we're going straight to the gut. Because I know you've been hearing, oh, Draymond Green had been did this to you guys. He took your physicality away. Well, what was your team's mentality and talk? Or you guys just said, no, we don't believe that? Or was there a conscious effort?
Yeah, we don't feed into it. If anything, I told the guys, y'all leave it be and let me handle it. And at the end of the day, that's how we wanted to move on with it, because we know as a team we can't feed into anything going on, whether it's officiating, whether it's Dre, whether it's anything going on. We just got to focus on the task at hand. So,
and when you say handle it, what does that really mean? No, I'm keeping it right. I don't keep it real. I keep it right. What does that mean?
Hey, listen, I got nothing to lose, so we can get to it.
Okay, all right.
That's a smart man right there.
You know,
Go ahead.
I've always thought, and I've always been taught, that a great defense will beat a great offense. However, there's a saying that says great offense will always beat great defense, which I don't believe, and I don't think that's ever been proven. And what I see is that you're a great defensive team playing against a great offensive team. Tonight you score 116 and you hold them to 100. Talk about your defensive intensity, mentality, and concentration.
Yeah, the concentration behind things, you have to understand what we want to take away. When you take away their opportunities at the rim, you have to find their best shooters. Steph, Clay, those guys. And that's the biggest thing, because if we don't, that's when the lead goes up. When they get layups, when they opens up their threes, and you keep it moving from there. So for us, we knew exactly what we wanted to take away, and you have to live with some of those shots, some of those deep threes, some of those step backs, like some of those things they're bound to happen. They're great players, but at the end of the day, we have to understand what we want to take away and what we're conscious about.
And you said you wanted to take away their shots in the paint. You guys did a good job of that. Only 26 points in the paint for them, as opposed to 52 points in the paint for you guys. Was that a theme like, hey, we have to be more physical than them in that 15-foot area?
Not only just physicality. When you look at this year's Warriors team, past Warriors teams, the moment they beat you is when they get all those layups, all those dunks, all their actions. So their threes, they're bound to make a couple of deep ones, the flashy ones, and fans are going to love it. But at the end of the day, we have to do our job and make sure that we take away the paint before we take away the three-point line.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the impact that your coach has had on all of you as men and then on the team?
He's grown with us. He's made us mature. I feel like that's the biggest thing with him. He does a phenomenal job of holding players accountable. He does a phenomenal job of making sure that every single one of us commits to not only the defensive end, but also the offensive end, playing the right way.
So when you say holding us accountable, I mean, that's a catchword that's used. Give us some real examples of what do you mean by that, because every coach, every player, every announcer say, oh, well, he's holding us accountable, and they hold us accountable. It's kind of like a buzzword. But here we've kind of seen it in action, where at the start of the season, y'all are really floundering. Now you're in the NBA Finals up 2-1 against a Golden State team. What does holding you accountable really mean, and how has good coaching helped you?
If you weren't on TV, I could tell you the R-rated version. But for him, he's no matter if you make a defensive mistake, if you come down the court, he's going to call you out on it. If you don't make the right play on offense, making the right read, especially if it's quote, a selfish play, he's going to make sure that you hear about it. And that's something that over the years he's developed with the Spurs, Brooklyn, everybody else. He's not holding his tongue for anybody. And that's something that I feel like as a team we need, and he's hold us to the higher standard, and that's the best thing about a coach.
Last one question I would have is, when you go from playoffs to Eastern Conference Final to NBA Finals, there's a different atmosphere in the finals. What is the one thing that surprised you about the finals atmosphere? Is different
especially in Boston, there's nothing like it. Stepping onto the court.
He knows.
I was about to say,
I feel like I'm
They
with
still
you when
boo
you're
him.
right.
Not
When he
with
walks
you
in the
when you're right.
building, they still boo him now.
that's what I'm saying. So you know this energy when we walk into this building. We've stepped on the court in warm-ups, and I couldn't hear anything. So in the regular season, you have that because it's TD Garden. But at the end of the day, in the finals, and Boston Celtics in the history here, you're going to have it even better than any arena, any place in this league.
Grant, well done. Congratulations. The Celtics take the 2-1 lead. Now let's go ahead and listen to Warriors coach Steve Kerr addressing the media.